Hi there. It's Bill McKenna. Thank you all so much for joining. So there's a little chat box there. If you look at the bottom of your screen, if you just click it and you want to ask questions, what'll happen is Liz will basically be prompted, and then she can stop me, and I'll answer your questions. uh, Please feel free to uh, ask any questions you like about really anything. Um, I I'm completely open to whatever you want to talk about. The main thing I want to get through today is to get you kind of the latest information on Cognomovement. There's been some discoveries that are being made that are the seminars that we're doing. I'm going around the country doing seminars, and in those seminars, we're learning so much. So everything is advancing very, very quickly. Uh, we are training practitioners now, and I I think maybe some of them are on the phone with us today on this call. So you can actually go to a practitioner and get a session now, which is really awesome because the advancements we made. But the things that you can utilize first is so many people are in a position where they need to do this alone for multiple reasons. Now, here is a method that you can actually do this alone and not bounce it off the wall. And then if you have a condo or something like that, or somebody else is sleeping in the house, you don't want to disturb everybody. So we found it to actually be super effective if you merely hold it in both hands and you say the color you see, you focus on the issue. I am, let's say I'm upset at my husband or wife or whatever, you feel it, and you say orange, and then you spin it. Okay, yellow, and then you, over here, blue, spin it, green, so on and so forth, orange. So you're just basically going side to side. You just need to go across the center line, spin it so that you see a different color, recognize it, and say it. So that is the first tip that I wanted to give you, discovery wise. The next tip that I have for you is that we found that we can decrease the amount of time significantly. Instead of 15 minutes on a session, we've got it down where now 5 minutes or even less oftentimes. And the way it works is this. I'll describe to you the science behind it. And the science behind it is that the different positions of your eyes activate different parts of your brain. For example, if you're, let's say, to look up and to the right, visual remembering, open to the left, visual recall. And there's each individual position, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and different parts of the brain are activated, either the creative or the recall end of things, depending upon where you look. And it could be reversed. Doesn't matter. The thing is that what has been discovered, and I credit Liz Larson, who's on the call today with this, is that she's a master NLP practitioner, and she got the idea of combining what she knows about NLP, which is these different eye positions activate different parts of the brain. So the combination here looks like this. You basically start low, and you're saying, orange, blue, red, green, blue, and you start moving higher and higher, saying, yellow, green, red, and then you're moving higher and higher, green, yellow, red, green, and then moving over the head. All while focused on the issue. And when you do that, you can just, you do that uh, uh, going higher and higher while focused on the issue. And then you do what we call a infinity symbol, the cogno infinity. And with this, you merely just follow the ball. And what you're doing with your eyes is you're following the ball and a figure 8 like this. Simple as that. And then you begin again. You can also do a figure 8 on the ground. Imagine there's a eight on the ground. You walk in a figure 8. And then you change positions. Let's say I'll do it this way now. So the concert of doing these different movements with Cognomovement is that we found it to be more effective, and also the amount of time to have complete relief from an issue has diminished substantially. There's been a lot of different things that also have been applied. People have applied Cognomovement too. So I'm going to share a few of these with you because they've been, really kind of shows where we've come. The underlying thing here is, with all of this, is that Cognomovement has not only balances left brain, right brain, because the right brain, it sees the three-dimensional object, which is the ball, in time and space, and the left brain sees the colors and symbols. Every time when they move across the center line of the body, it forces data left brain, right brain. So that, in concert with the different eye positions and activating different parts of the brain, means you're activating more of your brain while doing the exercise. There's no difference from the fundamentals, which are the fundamental is you need to focus on the issue at hand, whatever that might be for you, and do the exercise. So 90% of your attention is, I love chocolate chip cookies and they're the best and I like to eat them and I want to just imagine I'm enjoying the taste of them. Or for example, my shoulder hurts. So we had I don't know, maybe a few days ago, a guy came to me and he said, "Gosh, I have frozen shoulder." And I was like, "Well, gosh, I've had that before, and I know it's how painful it is." And I was like, "Well, I don't know we can do anything, but I'll try." And I said, "Just focus on your shoulder." And we did the exercise. And what happened is that his back on his shoulder blade started hurting, not the shoulder, but the shoulder blade back in the back. And it was about 6 minutes. We went through the process real quick, only a few times, maybe, I don't know, maybe 3-4 times. And it went from an 8 to a 0. And so what we're doing is that our body will express for us the emotion we can't process. And we didn't really know what the emotion was that was causing it, but we did know that we can focus on the physical part and it will find the emotion. And then once it unlocks, people feel something in their body and it goes. The type of things that hopefully everybody on the call already knows about, or that are typically from the emotional angle, is fear, guilt, grief, resentment, blame, anger. All those negative emotions. Super effective to have it relieve those very, very quickly. Um, Sometimes you, for whatever reason, um, the person doesn't want to say what the emotion is, and they don't have to, as long as that they can actually think about it. I uh, I had a very interesting one recently where there was a person who had witnessed a horrific event, and what ended up, and I mean, kind of, nobody should ever witness an event like this in their lifetime, and they went blind. Uh, and they had suffered with this for, 40 years or so. They had got one little bit of sight in one eye, but they were extremely light sensitive. They couldn't look at the light. They had a lot of pain physically in their head, complete, really disabled. And this particular one, uh, when we started working with the person, they had a lot of resistance to saying that the trauma that they, from what they had seen, had anything to do with the fact of the blindness. So all we did was say, okay, all right, we're not going to talk about that. All we're going to do is focus on the physical sensations that you're having, and we did the exercise with them. And this one was fairly long, for an entire hour, but bit by bit by bit, it all came back. Her eyes, she was, by the end of it, from, it was like, that type of thing, couldn't be in the sunlight. And by the end of it, she was literally clapping and laughing and dancing and in the sunlight, and just joy and that sort of thing. So we had some amazing, crazy stuff happen, but we kind of uh, relieving the stress, and kind of getting uh, removing the stress, and the body will do what it naturally does. So I'm going to stop for a second. I'm talking a mile a minute. I realize there's some questions that people are having, so I wanted to open it up.
So I'm not seeing anybody unmute themselves, but guys, if you have a question, go ahead and unmute.
I see Maxine.
There it is. I often wondered if that was why Ray Charles went blind. Do you know anything about Ray Charles?
After, after, thank you for bringing that up. I actually did not know that, but a friend of mine I told the story to, that's a musician, said that Ray Charles had witnessed something as well and then went blind. Um, I wasn't familiar with this phenomenon, but now that I know about it, it's called hysterical blindness, and it's very real. There was, I guess, a lot of studies done. The majority of the studies were around some Cambodian refugees. There were women from Cambodia, unrelated, but they were blind. They had witnessed all kinds of atrocities in Cambodia. So it's very real, and uh, not not a lot of easy ways to help people with it. But anyway, I'm happy to give it a go if I can help anybody with anything, really. So that one just came.
So we promised everybody tonight that we would talk about, what happens when the thing you want the most creates pain in your life, creates guilt, shame, fear, or it's actually really bad for you, like craving, or like another story that you have. So I wondered if you'd kind of walk us through that. Like, what would a person do if they want to try to get clear with the ball in a solo session of, the thing they want the most, just when they think about it, it creates pain, or it's not great for them.
So, yeah, well, I have a story. There was a person who came to me. They found themselves in the position of falling in love with a woman. They were married and had multiple children. The other person was married with children as well. And this person could not help it. Their heart was on fire. They were there, and it was like, ah, it was conflicted, right? They wanted to be with this other person, but they're like, I'm going to destroy my life, my children, and the children and the other, and the spouses, and you know, basically blowing everything up, right? Crazy. So, but this person couldn't help the feeling, and um, they asked me for help, and I was like, I, I don't know, I don't know if I could help with this, but anyway, I was like, because I had helped with other things and made other things go away for them. So what I did is I just said, okay, I want you to focus on the other person and feel all the desire and all the thing that you have there. Feel your heart on fire. And we did the exercise just as I showed you. And it was like it went from, a, 10, 8, and then all of a sudden something released, and he felt this feeling go up and through his body and out, and it went, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And he was like at the end, which didn't take very long, he was like, I can be around the person. I can be around them, and I'm totally fine now. So the a lot of times, it's the things we want, right? A lot. We don't have it, and you feel a lot of tension in your body over that, right? And whatever that might be. So coming to terms with it, and kind of unsticking you. The thoughts are for our head, and the feelings are for our body, and there's something simply stuck. Now, this could be an ice cream, you know, could be Ben and Jerry's. You really desire it, and it's causing a lot of problems because you're eating a pint a night. It's like that's where your joy is, and this what you want. So with these things, you just imagine you're enjoying it, and you do the exercise, and the most amazing thing happens is not only does uh, uh, you get this sensation in your body wherever that's stuck. So I like to say there was something with many of these things that you experienced a lot of satisfaction and joy in something at some point in your life when you were eating Ben and Jerry's. Maybe you were with your best friend and you're watching a great movie and you're eating Ben and Jerry's, or maybe it was I had a couple that from out of the country that would eat ice cream together on their first date. Now they've been married for umpteen years, uh, but they're like addicted. They have to eat ice cream every night. But it's their kind of like that's when they bonded. They were bonding and eating ice cream. So your senses are there. Ice cream is bonding, and so for them, doing the exercise kind of released that kind of ice cream. You can still be in love and married and everything without the ice cream. You don't need that. But it gets stuck. So often this type of thing happens with like chocolate in children, right? Or you've probably seen the YouTubes about Cognomovement where people are eating, let's say, Chick-fil-A or Coca-Cola. Our all of our senses, sight, smell, sound, hearing, those are the interfaces to the third dimension. All the food that we eat, or the sounds we hear, what we see, these are how we interface here. So when we have a really good feeling, about something, whether it's a comfort or happiness, we look to our outside world to say, oh, what was I smelling? What was I hearing? What was I tasting? How many people have had like you hear your favorite song, right? When you were a kid, maybe you were in college with your girlfriends or something, and you're like in the car and you're going to a party and you hear the song and you're, yeah, 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 yeah. And then, you had the best night and song. Now you're driving down the road and the song comes on and you're like, makes me feel good. It's because your interface, this was going on outside of me and I had the feeling inside of me, and they get linked. So this can happen with song, Coca-Cola, chocolate, or a person, or smell, whatever it might be. Cognomovement allows you to kind of knock that out of your system. Sometimes you don't want to, it's like, you know what? Actually, I happen to like AC/DC. No, I don't want to get rid of that. Or maybe it's, flock of seagulls or something. I'm showing my age here. So anyway, whether it is a feeling or for a product of some kind, or just some negative feeling you want to get rid of, we can really make suffering optional with this thing. The other side of the coin is that maybe you want to manifest something, and with Cognomovement, imagine, and this actually happens when you use it, is all of your mind, both hemispheres of your mind, synced up, all the different parts of your brain synced up, and your body's energy system all synced up as you are thinking about, I want the new Tesla Model 3, and I want that, and I want to touch it and smell it, and it's this, and the steering wheel and the hot pad on the side, and you feel it completely as you're there and you're doing this. The amount of power that you generate and focus, it's like all of your mind and all of your energy systems are aligned. So what we found is that people who do this and focus on what they want, and they're just doing the exercise, it has incredible manifestation kind of capabilities, because it's kind of aligning all of you. So if you have your Cognomovement, I recommend focusing on what you want. We've had people get engaged. We've had people, cars. We've had people getting jobs. All kinds of interesting things, just because they're aligning all of them, all in the same direction.
Hey, Bill, can I share a story from today?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just for you guys who are out there. This is a little bit even of a twist on what we're talking about tonight, what Bill's talking about tonight. So I had a person in my office today who had an injury and had a busy massage practice, had an injury, and then had to be out for a year. When she came back, she's like, I got this. She was so busy before, that's why she had an injury. She's like, I got this. I can just send out an email list. My books will be full again, and my business will be back online. Well, that didn't happen. And so fast forward almost a year, and she's starting to feel badly when she wants her business to be successful, but it's not happening the way she wants. So she's in my office, and I had her notice, where does she feel it, right? She had multiple places in the body where she felt it. And what was interesting is, as we worked, the body showed us the places that it was holding back. So in this area, when she looked to the side, it was an old boss with some negative talk. Over here, it was her dad, right? But where she felt it was in her neck and her waist. And so when we got done, it was a really brief session, 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, she felt free to start working on her business again. New ideas started to flow. She said what was interesting to her is that she had been such low energy that now she was feeling, buoyant, like literally buoyant. So we asked her physical body, and Annette, you'll be familiar with this one. I asked her what percentage of energy did she think she just got back? And her body said 17%. Like, how random and specific. So that's the other side of it. If there's something you want and it's just not working, there's programs in the body that are running, and Cognomovement. We don't have to have a therapy session. We don't have to know all that stuff. We don't have to dig in. All we have to know is, where do you feel it, and work the system. And you can do it by yourself, like Bill was saying. This is the big ball. And it just leaves, and it gives you back all that energy too. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Thank you for sharing that. It is one of the things that I'll also share is that with the seminars we're doing, what people are coming away with beyond, just evacuating all the issues of life is that they're feeling like they got all their energy back. And so we're getting people that are saying they no longer need their nap, or they're able to go through their day as if they have all their energy back. So that's kind of an interesting side effect that wasn't even thinking that would happen, but it is.
I wonder, Annette, who is a practitioner from New Jersey, is with us. And we have Gail, who's also a practitioner. Annette, do you have any of those kind of stories about people getting something that they want, or clearing the blocks?
Yeah, so I actually worked with someone yesterday, and it was a young adult. And so she wasn't very, you know how you say, we don't want to get into the story. So that, I think that part of it made it easier for her to just tell me where she felt it, and we worked on that. And we did a few rounds, and then at the end, it was just a physical transformation of just seeing her where she was at the beginning of the session and where we ended at the end of the session. And it was just, it seemed like a moment in time. And she left feeling so much better. And she wasn't even quite sure what it was, which I think, working with younger kids who don't always want to, or not even so much that they don't want to, they're probably not sure how to express what it is that they're feeling. But as long as they know where they're feeling it, I think it makes it easier for them. Also for me, because, all we got to do is just work through it. But it was quite extraordinary seeing the difference of when she started and where we finished. And she felt so much better. And then I was like, yes, this stuff works. I love it.
Awesome. Annette is a great practitioner. You're in Princeton, New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, do you have so you can contact her. She's on the Cognomovement website. If you'd like to get a session, she is up to date on all the latest techniques, and she really knows and understands it intimately. She's a very gifted practitioner.
Teachers.
Yeah. Any other things you'd like to share, Annette?
Well, I actually had a session earlier today with someone that wasn't quite sure what was happening, but if something was bothering them, we were able to move it through the body, and they felt so much better. But I think even though I've been doing this, for a little bit, just seeing the physical transformation of somebody coming in, it's like when you go somewhere and you really want to solve your issues, you don't want it anymore. And you can just do the simple exercise with the person, and they start somewhere and they finish where they want to be. And in such a short amount of time, I think that's the gift in this.
Yes, yeah, that it was so fast,
Right.
so fast, and you changed their life. It, as I say, it's like you've created a emotional amnesia,
Right.
and it's like, where'd that go? I
Yeah.
don't feel it anymore. Yeah, I had one today that was somebody I didn't, again, I keep running in a situation I don't expect to do a session, but next thing you know I am, and it was a 10, it was a level 10 and a lifetime issue, and this person's probably in their 60s, and a lifetime issue, and 15 minutes is gone, you know gone. So it's quite strange for them. Well, which it should be, right? You lived your life with an issue at a 10, and now it's like, I just, as they basically say, I can remember it, but I don't feel anything.
Yep.
As Annette can attest to, and probably Gail and Liz and anybody else who's attended a seminar, we always tell people between sessions, write it down, whatever there was, because you're not going to remember it later. And today in this session, like whatever thoughts came to mind that you didn't share with me, write them down, because in a few hours it's going to be gone. That emotional amnesia thing it's really true. And the reason is that the brain has been remapped, the neurology is remapped. There, you don't have that neural pathway anymore the way you did, and you can't access it the way you did before. So it really is gone from your system, which is fantastic.
That's great. Gail, would you like to just introduce yourself, where you're from, and tell everybody any stories that you might as a practitioner? If not, Liz, uh, uh, if you'd like, if you take yourself off mute, and if you want to share.
I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
Gail,
Fine.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry, what was the question? I just came on late.
Liz, if you'd like to share any of your experiences with Cognomovement, or if you have any questions, or you want to tell everybody where you're from as far as being a practitioner.
Okay. I'm from Covina, and I did the Cognomovement workshop this past weekend, and it was great. I was able to work on some issues that was bothering me, but then also was excited to learn to work on something that'll help to like the positive, the flip the switch. I really like that. And I believe I was working with Gail, and my energy level just changed from when I first started to when I ended the session, the workshop. It was a change. It was a good change. It was more energy than when I first started.
All right. All right. That's great.
Can you hear me?
Gail? Okay, now we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
You can hear
we
me?
can hear you
You
now.
know, this is the first time I've ever done one of these, so I wasn't sure. I had it on mute, but I could hear you guys. So yeah, that's cool. All right, a new experience, I could say. I too was just on my first experience this weekend. It was amazing. I'm thrilled. I have a list about 8 or 9 people that I want to work with. Once I start pumping the ball, so I'm a little behind on that this weekend. I want to really do little things and hopefully help others. But yeah, I was thrilled. Hi, Liz. Nice to hear your voice. Yeah, I haven't worked on one. I've been psyching up my oldest son, who's a little bit skeptical person, but I really want to work on him. He's really has some challenges emotionally that he just has to work through, and if I can help him, I'm going to be so thrilled.
Yeah. Well, awesome. You know what you're doing. You went through the course, so you're good. And
Yeah.
also, you've got my email if you need me. Just just email me,
Absolutely.
billmckennaevents@gmail.
Now, is it normal, like after going to one of these weekends, like sometimes people have severe headache afterwards, or no?
So,
Like
so
myself.
who's got a headache?
Me, like I don't know if it has anything to do with it, or it could just be that I have one, but my brain feels like it was bouncing around a lot yesterday, and today I had severe headache. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, or could you have nothing?
Okay, so when you clear as much as we have, one of the things that I said at the end, there may be some situations that the energy starts to flow, and so if there is a block that it's hitting, sometimes you get all kinds of strange things that will come up, and it may be not a headache, it might be something else. It could be your ear twitching or anything. So what is the headache on a scale of 1 to 10 right now?
Probably like a 7.
It's about a
Maybe about 4 in the morning was like about a 10, but not. It's lowering now that I've been drinking tea, and I'm working, so I mean I'm still at work now. That's so.
Okay, so it's about a 7 as we speak, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to have you try something, okay?
Okay.
And we'll just see. There's a few different things we can do, but do you have some people that are in your life that specifically over the past couple days are what I would call difficult people or difficult situations?
No, not really.
None? Okay.
No, I don't. Not really.
Okay. I'm looking for any kind of judgments, about certain people, like, wouldn't be doing it that way. And it could be everything from Donald Trump right on down to my next door neighbor, or, it could be anything, but having a feeling about somebody who's really not doing the right thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's myself, being tough on myself, I think.
Okay. All right. So for just a second here, you have always been doing the best you could, even though at times you may have felt like, gosh, I should do things differently. But the truth is, with the information that you had and where you were at emotionally, you've always tried to do the right thing.
Correct.
So right now, kind of here and now, while we're on the phone, let go. Let go of criticizing yourself. You were always doing the best you could, especially now.
Okay.
And just so all the thoughts that you're having,
All right, I don't know yet. I'll have to talk to Dad when I get home.
completely let go.
Oh,
Just let go of those things. Okay?
okay.
Just take a minute and just one by one, each one of the issues, like, you know what? I was doing the best you can. I completely let go of judging me. Completely.
Okay.
Just go through each and every one and do that. Everybody else on the call can do this as
Sorry.
well, because it's really, no, this is really good, because it is something everybody suffers with.
Yeah. I was hoping I would say, "Oh, I'm super energized. I'm doing great," but I've had a horrible day.
I totally get it.
But I'm gonna be better. It's gonna be better now.
Okay, but just go ahead and keep doing it. Keep doing that. Go go one to the next. One to the next. And letting go from each one of them. And tell me when you've kind of let go of all of them. And
Okay, I let him go.
okay, all right. And just take a breath, one breath.
You can't see me, can you?
I cannot see you. No, I don't.
Yeah, I
have-
don't know. I'm doing it on my computer at work, so.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Is it? Yeah, we
I mean, I
can't.
can
We
hear
can't see you.
though.
Okay. So here's what I'd like you to do: is one time now, just watch my eyes. Is just make a
Okay.
circle with your eyes, and everybody can watch this. Just you circle up and around, down, over to the opposite side and up, and then go the opposite way. Up, around, down, again the opposite way. So you're just circling this way and then that way.
Okay.
Okay? And is your headache a 7 or is it a 7 still, or is it something other than a 7?
You know what? I feel a lot better, to be honest with you. This is the weirdest thing. I mean, I still have stress in the shoulders right now, but not in my head feels as clarity. I had a lot of pain behind my eyes, but not anymore.
Okay, so
And
the
it's
headache.
mostly working in my shoulders now.
Okay, all right. So so with the shoulders, right, is the pain is down there now? It kind of moved?
Yeah. I feel clearer in the head, but I still have it in the neck and the shoulders. It's like it's moved
Okay.
there, but
Here's what I'll do is I'm just going to have you just a couple times rotate your eyes left and right and breathe. And let go of all your judgments on you, and also that you feel like you have to have the burden all on your shoulders.
interesting.
Just let go of that. Everyone else is supporting you. You just can't see it, but they are. So just let go. They're doing something, they're giving something to your life that you're not, but you don't,
Mhm.
but it's a value of everything I bring. But let go of the burden. It's going to be okay.
Thank you.
It will. Tell me when you've done that.
You know, it's a lot less burden on my shoulders. It's amazing.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
not alone.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I didn't
All right.
I'm sorry.
No problem. I'm happy you called because I didn't want you to suffer. I don't want any of the practitioners to suffer. They just need to, call me and, let me know so that I can help them. Just you've got my email. There's no reason to have a headache. There's other techniques as well. If anybody is suffering, I can show a different kind of technique as well. Is there,
So thank you. Yeah, I feel a lot better.
You're welcome, Gail.
Thank you.
Bill, this is Liz. There's a couple things. So normally I'm at the seminars and I have a few jobs and I wasn't there, so I didn't do my jobs. But one of the things is kind of to talk about the aftercare and some of the things that we do during the summer. And I don't know if you guys had salt at your seminar, but when you do this kind of energetic work, and we're moving energy around the body, your brain really uses a lot of power and got a lot of electricity moving around, remapping things, neurology changing, integration. And after 2 full days, and I heard you guys had a really impactful seminar, you got a lot going on. So I tend to get a headache after 2 if I'm not aware of a couple things. One is salt. Your body uses a lot of salt. Just put a little piece of Himalayan salt under your tongue. Or
Okay.
get some salt, some Himalayan salt. Just put it in your hands. Wait till sometimes it'll sweat or get real hot. And it just remineralizes your system. Very important. The other things you can do are drink some viscous fluids. So like kombucha is kind of thick, coconut water has a little thickness and it helps the cells not be so volatile. Like it's a little cushion around your cells. You may actually, strangely enough, need a little extra sugar or a little chocolate to also, because, those are things your brain really uses, and make no mistake, your brain did a massive amount of work and is probably still integrating. The other thing is, if you have to sleep, you may feel tired, you need to go to bed, because it's like a computer resetting. What happens when you install or uninstall a program out of your computer? It forces a restart. So those are just a few of the aftercare things that you'll want to be aware of and make your clients aware of as well.
Thank you.
Are coming up on 7 minutes and till the end. Just want to make sure I make everybody aware. Not this weekend, but next weekend, there's Somerset, Massachusetts, a 3-day seminar, and the price of that is $7.99. For any of the practitioners that have already gone to one of the courses, it's half price for them. And also, there is a 2-day course in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's December, I think, the 7th, 8th. And then again, a 2-day practitioner course in Glendora, California on November 14th, 15th. So if you have Cognomovement or you just want to check it out, please go to the website. We have Liz here in Southern California, Elizabeth Larson in Oregon. I'm in San Diego. And I think Nancy, you're in Covina, right, in the Los Angeles area, I believe.
No, I don't know.
I mean-
Phoenix.
Okay.
Oh,
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, Nancy, but you're not a practitioner. I mean, I was talking about
No,
practitioners, so sorry. It's okay.
I thought you said Nancy. I'm sorry. Never mind. Never mind.
Sorry.
Bill, you said November 15th, 16. You meant Glendora, December 15th, 16, right?
Yes, exactly.
December 15th,
Sorry.
16.
That's in Los Angeles.
Right, okay.
So all these are on the Cognomovement website. They're under the appropriate, I think, events calendar. Gail also is a practitioner. Gail is again in Los Angeles as well. So these are all excellent practitioners. If you'd like a session with any one of them. Is there any questions about anything? Brandy, Maxine, Cruz, can you just unmute yourself and just, if you have any questions, issues, anything I can help with in the last 4 minutes here?
I'll go ahead and unmute everybody in case they're having trouble.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Hold on, guys. We can't hear you. Is that Maxine? Just nod if that's Maxine. Is that you, Maxine? There you go. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead. We couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. You were talking about manifesting. Well, that's not me.
I see you.
Okay. And I have my house up for sale, although the house I'm moving to won't be ready until the middle of January. So I haven't had a lot of showings. I'm not, do I just practice the feeling or where I feel it around I'd like to have an offer and the amount that I want? And you have any suggestions? Don't really want to have to move twice, but I would like to have my house sold and know that I can transition easily to the new house when it's ready.
I would do is the first thing I would do is do all the frustrations around that, gosh, I've got a lot of tension around, I got 2 mortgages and now, or whatever, double moves, all these things, and feel it and notice where you feel that in your body and
Okay.
feel it completely. The situation sucks and this is going to be horrible for me, and feel it and do Cognomovement until you feel it release. That would be the first thing. And then the second thing I would do is I would imagine that you have a full price offer with a short close, and how great is that? And you know what? Anything that you didn't want, you didn't want to move, that they're
Yeah.
interested in buying it. They're like, oh gosh, would you please? And I'll buy that from you too.
Okay.
Imagine the most ideal situation that is wonderful, and do Cognomovement for imagining all those things have happened and how it would feel, and do it. And it's an amazing thing. The way you will feel, you will actually feel it in your body. The energy center that is associated with this thing, it will light up and you'll have a physical sensation. It's really, if you only did it just to experience the physical sensation of what happens to you, it's worth that alone,
Yeah.
but
So you do it until just that point, or do you keep doing a little while afterwards of that?
keep doing it a little while after, and I'm going to say enjoy it.
I was going to say
because
like
it
an orgasm
feels
or something.
something like that. Enjoy.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? Any last things? Okay. Well, listen. I hope to see you at one of my seminars where when you come to the seminars, people are making unbelievable progress. I think everybody will tell you. And I'm here to support you, all of you. You've got my email. Anything I can do to help, you just billmckennaevents@gmail.com. And I hope to see you next weekend in Massachusetts. Not this weekend, but next. It's going to be a big one because it's 3 days long, and we'll have the Secrets of the Masters there.
Bill, I think, Liz, did you have a question or a comment? Nod if you do. No? I'm going to unmute her because I thought she did before. Okay. We can hear you, Liz. Did you have something?
No, not really. I was just listening. It's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you unmuted earlier.
Keep Liz off. Liz, how are you? How are you feeling since the seminar?
Great.
This last weekend. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. One of the things when I was working with Deborah was talking about getting back on the bike, and I just picked up both my bikes today from having a tune-up and replacing the chain and things like that.
Awesome.
I have a Schwinn since that's about 40 years old because I bought it when I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a mountain bike. So yeah, I picked them up tonight. Yeah.
Did you Have you noticed, so it's now, whatever, it's Thursday night, seminar ended on Sunday. How has your energy been since the seminar?
It's been great. It's been really great. Yeah,
You feel more energy?
more energy, more
Okay.
energy.
All right.
Yeah. And been talking to some friends and my nephew and my dad about doing the Cognomovement with them. So, like with my dad, I'm going to do that tonight. And my nephew, it'll be another day when we both either have it off or we both go into work later or something.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And the things that you worked on, getting that you were working on, kind of removing from your life, how have they been since? The issues that you used to think about that were intense for you?
Yeah, no, I haven't really thought about them. I just been thinking more on the positive that's going to keep me going forward. That's what my focus has been. I haven't really thought of the other stuff. No.
Right. Kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the natural thing that happens. You just kind of forget. So that's good. That's good. All right, better quality of life. I love it. Thank you so much for coming, by the way. It was a joy to have you and all of you in the seminar. It was awesome.
I'm glad. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. I just wanted to share something. I
Go
have
ahead.
a friend. He was very excited for me what I was sharing with him because he has epilepsy, but I guess it's gotten milder since he's gotten older. But he's really excited for me to do the Cognomovement with him.
Oh, you know what? I've never tried it on somebody with epilepsy, so let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Okay.
We're just discovering new things.
And
You'll probably be the person that discovers.
well, and
Go
he's
ahead.
been coughing a lot, and so I go, okay, you haven't been speaking your truth, and he did say share with me. He did share, so I said, okay, we'll work on it.
All right. Great.
Gail, did you have something as well?
Oh, I forgot. I wanted to tell something real special. Bill had told us, like, if you, like, when someone's sleeping, to say a few things to them in their sleep and kind of ask them if they're awake. And so I tried this on my youngest son, Nicholas. He's 20. And I just kind of said, Nick, are you awake? I love you. You're confident. You're handsome. He turns and rolls the other way. And I just said, find your passion. Well, he never texts me. I mean, because he doesn't go to school till like 10:30 in the morning. So he texts me at 8:15 a.m. because I leave early. And he said, Mom, I love you. And I was like, wow, he heard something while he was sleeping to let me know he loved me. So I didn't say anything to him. I thought maybe he heard that he is wonderful. He has find your passion because he's kind of figuring out what he wants to do with his life. But I was like, oh, that was, for me, it was a thrill. I'm in a meeting, I get this text. That doesn't happen, It's what's for dinner, right? So that, I enjoyed that. That really touched my heart.
Well, now see, that's worth it, isn't it? Huh?
Oh, it was. So they actually do hear it, that subconscious,
Yeah. So for the benefit of everyone else at the that's on the call, I teach a variety of kind of secrets of the masters, and there are different things that you can help. So specifically, this was a methodology to help out, your child and to help them have a great life, that they are loved, that the parents love each other, and that they're confident and happy and stuff like that, and it becomes their reality. So it's one of those great things. Now you're now you know how to do that, Gail. Congratulations.
I know.
His life is
Yeah,
gonna.
that was cool. I mean, that's my
Yeah.
small act so far.
All right, I love it.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you at one of the upcoming seminars.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.